Hello everyone, welcome to this channel, the merchant Construct-preneurs and tutors. Today we'll be looking at a very important topic, and it has to do with finishes, floor finishes to be precise. And the floor finishes we'll be looking at is tiles. Now, have you ever wondered why tiles is being used as finishes in the building? One, because of their durable, they produce a very sharp surface, just like the image you are seeing. The floor is tiled. Now the way they sell tiles, you see different colors of tiles, how tiles have been laid. So we'll be estimating the number of tiles needed for a room, including the skirting. And the skirting are those strip of tiles that are placed around the perimeter of the building. Now before we go further to calculate, let us understand what a tile is. Now, tiling is the process of covering a floor or wall surface with tiles to create a strong, durable, and easy to clean finish. This statement is clear enough. So it enhances the beauty of a space while protecting the surface from moisture, wear, and stains. So the common sizes, we have different type of size we are using. 300 by 300, 450 by 450, 600 by 600. They have other sizes that are rectangular in shape. And see from the image here, you see the image of a tile and how it's been laid. Look at how beautiful it is. So that is what tiles does. There are different types. Now we're looking at the next heading, which is tile skirting. I said we're going to estimate the number of tiles needed for a room and also the skirting. Now, skirting is a strip of tile fixed along the bottom edge of the interior walls, right where the wall meets the floor. I know what a wall is and what a floor is. So the tiles are placed on the floor while the tile skirting are at the perimeter where the floor meets the wall, just 100 mm. So it protects the wall from mopping water, dirt, and foot traffic, and also gives the floor a neat finished look. And then the common sizes are between 75 and 100 mm in height, right? So we will look at images of what a tile skirting is, so we'll be able to understand fully what it is. Look at, this is a tile that has been cut into different sizes, and then look at the strip along the wall. Can you see the tile, just that strip? So that is what a skirting is. So now, why is tiling done? You should ask yourself why tiling is being done in a building. Why not any other finish? It becomes to depend on the preference of the client. Okay, so there are several reasons why tiles are being laid on the floor, but we're going to highlight some of the reasons. So the first one is tiles are laid because they are strong and durable. Durability is something that lasts long. So tiles are durable compared to other type of floor finishes. Then tiles provide water resistance, especially in kitchen, bedrooms, and laundry. When I say something is resistant to water, it means it doesn't absorb water. It allows water to flow over it and the surface remains the way it is. So that is exactly what tiles does. So the next one is skirting tiles protect the wall edges from moisture and mechanical damage. This is another important reason why tiling is being done. Another one, very important, ease of cleaning and maintenance. No matter the type of stain on the tiles, it is easy to clean and maintain, unlike other surfaces whereby you need to do one or two. You get. So the next one is tile enhances the aesthetics, beauty, and value of a space. Another beautiful reason why tiling is being done. So once you are done with the tiling, the spaces are looking very, very elegant, right? Okay, so let's look at the types of floor tiles. So there are different types of floor tiles, and they are used for different purposes, different locations in a building. So look at the first one, that's the ceramic tiles. The ceramic tiles are affordable and are great for bedroom and living rooms. Those are ceramic tiles. So if you want to get tiles, you know where and what type of tile you need for different areas. Then the porcelain tiles, they are stronger and water resistant. They are good for kitchen and bedrooms, right? Then the third one is vitrified tiles. These ones too are very durable and stain resistant. They are suitable for high traffic areas. When it's high traffic areas, where there's constant movement, both by humans and probably machines, right? So the next one is marble or granite. These are premium choices often used for luxury floors. So there are different type of tiles. So depending on the affordability of the client and the type of finish you are expecting, different type of tiles serves various purposes, right? So now we'll be getting into the main business, which is steps to calculate tiles for floor and for skirting. So let's start with the first step. Now we need to know the area of the floor to be tiled. We need to know that. If you don't know the area, we'll not be able to estimate anything. Tiles are being sold per square meter. They are packaged in cartons, and each carton is about 1 square meter, a little above 1 square meter, or a little below 1 square meter, but they are around 1 square meter. So assuming the room to be tiled is 6.25 meters by 8 meters in dimension, the areas of the room is what length times breadth. So the length is the 8 meters, that's the longer side. The width is the shorter distance, right? 6.25. So when you multiply it, you have 50 square meter. You have 50 square meter, right? So the perimeter of the room is 2 into brackets length plus width. And then so once you do the calculation, you get your perimeter to be 100 meters. I hope we got this explanation right. Okay, so what we just did in the first one is the length, the calculate the area and also the perimeter of the room. Now we want to choose the tile size. So let's say we are using the 600 millimeter by 600 millimeter tiles. So the 600 millimeter tiles, the first one, so first thing first, we are going to convert to meters, 0.6 meters by 0.6 meters. So the second thing we are going to do is now to calculate the area of one tile. So since we are using 600 by 600 millimeter tiles, so it will be 0.6 multiplied by 0.6. So we have 0.36 square meter per tile. Hope we got this explanation up to this level. Okay, so we are going to go to other things, right? So the things we are going to look at now, we cut the tiles into strips of 100 mm high, right? So we bought the tiles of 600 by 600, but for the skirting we said it is between 75 to 100 mm. So we're having 100 mm. We will cut it at 100 mm interval. One tile will cut 100 mm. I don't know if we get these explanations. Okay, so the area of one strip of tile will now be 100 mm multiplied by 600 mm, which is 0.06 meter square. Okay, so the next thing we are going to look at is to estimate the quantity of floor tiles. I want to estimate the quantity of floor tiles. So since we know the area of floor is 50 square meter and the area of one tile is 0.36 square meter, so it is easier for us now to get the number of tiles needed for that particular space. Right. So let's just keep watching this video. I want to tell you a very important information about the quantity of tile adhesive you use. Let's just keep watching the video. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is area of floor divided by the area of one 600 by 600 millimeter tiles. We want to know the number of tiles needed for that area. So 50 divided by 0.36 will give us 138.9 numbers of tiles, approximately 139, or let's say 140. So that is the number of tiles that will be needed, 600 by 600 tiles that will be needed in that room that is 50 square meter. I hope this is clear enough. Okay, so we'll move over to the next step, which is to estimate the quantity of skirting tiles needed. Now the first one is estimate the quantity of floor tiles needed, and we've estimated it to be 138, approximately 140. So now we are looking at the skirting tiles. So that for the skirting we'll be dealing with the perimeter, and from our initial calculation said the perimeter is 28.5 meters, right? 28.5 meters. So now the skirting height is 100 millimeter, that is 0.1 millimeter. So area of skirting, as we calculated, is just the perimeter multiplied by the height. That is the area of the skirting tiles needed for that room. So the perimeter is 28.5 multiplied by 0.1. We have it as 2.85 square meters. I don't know if this explanation is clear. For the quantity of skirting is just around the perimeter, so the length of the room perimeter multiplied by the height, that will give me what the area of tiles. And then for one 600 by 100 mm skirting tiles, that is the one strip of tile of skirting tiles, we have 0.06 square meter. So number of tiles needed for the floor for the skirting that we're going to cut will now be area of skirting tiles divided by area of one 600 by 100 mm tiles. I don't know if you get this explanation. So 2.85 divided by 0.06. So we'll be having for the 7.5 or approximately 48 numbers of 600 by 100 millimeter skirting tiles. So as you are planning for your floor tiles, you're also planning for the skirting tiles and getting it available. Alright, so the next step you'll be looking at is to calculate the total cartons of tiles required, and that is I said initially that tiles have been sold in cartons, and they are estimated per square meter, slightly greater than 1 square meter, right? So we'll come back. We want to know how many cartons you have to buy for the area the floor area is 50 square meter. Then for the skirting area, we have 2.85 square meter. So total area will now be 50 plus 2.85. So we're having 52.85 square meter. That is the total area that is required to be tiled, including just the floor and the skirtings. And then each of the tile is 0.6 by 0.6 meters. That is 600 by 600 millimeters tiles. So the number of tiles will now be the total area that is needed divided by the each of the tiles, the area of each tile. So we have 146.67 numbers. Then we add wastage of about 10%. So adding your wastage about 10%, you have it as 163 tiles, right? So, and then from the market or from the manufacturer, a 600 by 600 tiles is usually 4 in one carton, right? So we want to know how many cartons we are buying. So it should now be total number of tiles divided by the number in one carton, right? So it will be 163 divided by 4. So 163 divided by 4 will give us 40.75. That's approximately 41 cartons of 600 millimeter by 600 millimeter tiles. That is what we needed for this job. 50 square meter, and then the skirting area of 2.85 square meters. I hope this is clear enough. So the next thing is to summarize everything. So from summary, we know that we are going to use 163 number of tiles, that is 600 by 600, 163 numbers for the floor, skirting and wastage, everything. Then 41 cartons will be bought, right? Then 3 square meter of tile strips of 600 by 100 mm for the skirting will be needed, right? We said we needed 47 or 48 tile strips, but now the square meter that is 3 square meter, we are going to cut it into the size 600 by 100 mm to be able to account for that. Then another thing to budget for, I told you that we are going to be looking at estimating the adhesive used. You won't just lay your tiles on bare floor. There are procedures and there are processes in doing this. So you are going to account for your tile adhesive, account for your labor and everything. So the labor cost, they are usually priced depending on the location and depending on the country. So based on your local regulations, you can actually sort that out. Then for the tile adhesive, said 10 to 13 bags of tile adhesive, we do that. With one bag, we make 4 square meter, right? So with this information, I believe we'll be able to estimate for a building the tiles needed for any type of job, just from the small scale to a larger scale. Just watch the video to confirm or to check again if you are confused about any point. Thank you for watching this video to the end. See you next time when I upload on that video. So for more educative and interesting topics about construction engineering, kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel, and make sure you to on the notification button so that you'll be able to be notified when I post another video like this. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.